Soulful Sunday live. Woohoo! And I'm so happy you guys are joining me this morning. And yeah, I'm so happy for another sunny day in Ontario. Yay! Yes, I am definitely appreciating that this morning. So I'm so glad that you're joining me for our time to reflect and connect, for our little ceremony of soul family online while we're staying at home and venturing out little by little every day. And that's very exciting to be ready for more and being mindful. Yes. All right. So you don't need anything to be here. If you're new to joining me, you just need a glass of water and some little bit of space to move around, because we'll do a bit of yoga and we're going to do a little bit of meditation and we'll do some self-massage. So it's all very low-key, good for any level. And you, above all else, listen to your own body and your own instincts. Whatever I suggest is just a guide and for the collective. However, if you feel that there is something that you should be doing with your body, then that trumps whatever I say. And yeah, if you want to grab a pen and paper, but you don't need to, you can just be, taking it in with your heart and mind, and that's all good. So as we start this morning, let's just take a moment and take 3 deep breaths together and just bring all of our awareness back to ourselves, to this right now moment, wherever we were before we got here, and we'll be here for about 30 minutes or so, and not thinking about what's happening after, really just bringing all of your awareness into your body, all the pieces of you, collect it back to yourself. And inhale. And exhale, inhaling all the well-being that surrounds you. And exhaling all that no longer serves. Inhale. And exhale. And rub our hands together. And opening them slowly, feeling that awesome energy that is you. And placing it over your eyes and basking in your own raving genius, knowing that it's available to you at all times. And still with your hands here, gently opening your eyes, rolling them to the left and rolling them to the right. And bring your hands down. And let's see. So, what are you appreciating right now? What are you really thankful for? And I encourage you to, maybe it's the first thing that comes, like I was saying, the sunshine, but really let's go a little bit deeper, right into that space of where one of my friends says where the soul connects, like that really deep pool part, like that deep essence. If you were to deep dive into the ocean, so the ocean of yourself, what is it that you really, 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 if you're going to be so honest with yourself, is what you are really thankful for? So I'll share mine, and of course, you can share if you like, but being totally present may mean you're not commenting or hearting or waving or something, and that's totally fine. If you feel like you want to share, you totally can in the comments, or you can send me a DM later if you like, if you want to be more private, but really, it's all good. So for me, what I was getting was really appreciating that despite everything, I really am there for me. So I've had some thoughts or awarenesses for quite some time that I let myself down a lot. And in this moment with all your collective and mine, seeing that that's just my ego coming in from a back door, sneaky bugger. But I do appreciate its cunning, I have to say. Because I'm still here. I'm still wanting to be leading from my heart, being in love and making choices from love and not fear. So if I'm still being that relentless champion, then have I really let myself down? Have I really abandoned myself? No. So I'm really thankful for my awareness, that part of me, that knowing can call bullshit, on on those, lies or little tricks that my mind or ego is trying to play on me. So I'm thankful for my awareness that it's always there and it's never left me, which is me. And so I'm there for me. So I'm thankful that no matter what is happening, I'm there for me. And that's pretty exciting. Okay. So breathe that in. And then, let's see, next question for us is, what, if anything, because you might not be feeling this, but you might be, has you feeling unsettled or a little bit nervous, maybe a bit anxious? And just look and see if it really is, maybe you've got a knot in your stomach or a little bit of butterflies. And sometimes it really is like a true fear, being scared, but sometimes we can confuse that with some of my friends and I like to call scare-sighted. You're actually eager and in an eager anticipation or excited for something. And maybe you're actually giddy about it, and you're not sure how it's going to go, and you sort of have this positive expectation happening with some doubt at the same time, because you're bringing something from the past where something really this good has happened and then something bad happened perceptively, right? And maybe we blamed ourselves. So there's a little bit of entanglement there. So if you kind of, were to imagine, okay, let's just throw all the cards in the air and let them fall. What, not attached to anything and none of that being true, what is there really to see? Yeah, so for me, it's the a little bit of being judged by others is what has me unsettled. That I know it's up to leave, and it's been processing for about the last week, probably the last couple of weeks. maybe even the last month or so. But I feel like now there's sort of like I've gone over the tipping point where it's like, okay, yeah, they're gonna judge me, and you know what? I'm more okay with it than I've ever been. I'm not gonna lie to myself and say that, oh yeah, no, it doesn't bother me at all. That's not true. There's a part of me that would still like for them not to judge me, or even see my point of view, and feel a little bit sad or mourning that they don't see what I see, because if they did, they would feel better. And I'm more okay with that than like being, let's like I'm in the acceptance stage of that, you know, I have a different point of view about life. I have my own knowing, and some people aren't going to agree or see that, and it doesn't mean that anything about me. It has nothing to do with my self-worth. And even though for a lot of my life I didn't live that way, but I intellectually have known better, or have come to understand that. But what I'm feeling is that I'm really embodying that knowing that I'm okay. I'm really okay, and they're okay. And we can agree to disagree, and I'm going to go ahead and living my life in my joy, in my knowing, and be the love that I am, and I just wish them just Namaste and have a blast, as my good friend Will says. Okay, well, I'm just gonna breathe that in. Exhale. Whew. And so what, if anything, based on what you're getting, do you need any clarity or guidance on for going forward and letting go, but more focused on the going forward and what's next? I feel like this is a good time for the support of our lovely flower spirit cards. So I am going to ask for all of us what would be the universal message for for whatever our next steps are. What would be in our highest? Let's clear that. Let's see which one is the most. Here we go. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's alum, but I'm not sure. I've pulled this card before. And in my awareness of each perfect moment, I find peace. That's so beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? It's so perfect for right now. Okay, let's see what the extended message is and how that applies to our question of how it incorporates for our next steps for all of us and what we're getting. Come out, wherever you are. Oh, here we are. Arum Lily. My message is one of peace. While there are endless conflicts and wars erupting around the world, it is easy to feel powerless to make changes and help embattled nations and people. The sweet, innocent Arum Lily flower spirit brings us a clear message to find peace within. We cannot hope to overcome other people's battles if we are battling with ourselves. How much conflict do you have in your life? It might be difficult to admit it, but we have all certain flare-up points in our relationships and with ourselves. Many of us are at war with ourselves, battling addictions or extreme habits and tendencies. You have picked the Arum Lily spirit, so listen and learn its beautiful lesson of inner peace and tranquility. Your future will turn around, and the chaos and confusion you have been experiencing will begin to melt away as you find a serenity within that you have pushed aside in the past. Yes, let's bring that forward. To find inner peace, it is essential to release the past and the future and begin to assess the power of now. Stop whatever you are hurrying to do and begin to live peacefully in the moment. Notice how your body feels. Is there any tension inside? Focus on that tension. Don't judge it. Just feel it and give it your attention. Stay present with it, then surrender to it, and feel your body relax and become more peaceful. The more you can become aware of your state of being, the more you will gradually begin to be at peace with yourself. And I feel like for myself, and my awareness is that me personally feeling that as I find more peace within myself, then it releases me actually of the responsibility of having to carry others. So I'd like to kind of, activate a little bit more and maybe offer a slightly different perspective than what is written here, that we are responsible for, others' happiness or their ability. I mean, for sure, for those who are asking, and what I'm trying to say is that when we be the change, or when we be that peace, it enables others to find that for themselves. And when they ask us how we did it for ourselves, we can share, and then they take whatever and make it their own. So always being yourself and making things your own is creating upon creation, as my good friend Jennifer says. And that's, freedom or that aliveness that I'm seeking, and that most of the people that I know are, wanting to be living. So in my awareness of each perfect moment, I find peace. So yes, awesome. So to integrate our message, we can move our bodies, and as I mentioned at the beginning, I'll just say again for anyone who's newly joined, that this the poses are a suggestion, and if you need to make any modifications, please go ahead and do so, or if you're feeling called to move in a different way, what your body is asking you to move and do trumps anything I say, so you listen to your own body's wisdom. And so what I'm feeling would be really great to do is start with some downward dog. It's a really great pose for physiologically lengthening the spine, lengthening through the arms and the neck and through the head and up through the hips and the back of the legs. So it's a really great expansion pose. And it can also be when you're doing a yoga practice and you're in standing position and transitioning to the floor. It can also be a really great resting pose and a way to connect with your breath and your body and to find peace and all that. So I think it's a perfect pose to do to support us integrating and finding some inner peace right now. So wherever you are, you find yourself coming into downward dog. So I'm just going to start from on all fours, making sure that my fingers are spread, wrists and elbows under the shoulders, and my knees under my hips, and tucking my toes under, and coming on up, and adjusting yourself as you need to. And you may or may not have a mat, that's okay. Just if you're on the floor or on a carpet, make sure that you're not wearing any socks, but it is warmer, so they're probably already in their feet. And just adjusting yourself, and inhale, and exhale, reaching with the tailbone to the sky and lengthening through your neck and the crown of your head into the earth. And you can imagine that you're connecting to the core of the earth and up to the sun at the same time. Inhale, and exhale. Bring the belly to the spine, engaging the core. 3 more breaths here. Okay, then we'll just walk that out. And then from here, we're going to lift the right leg up to the sky, extending through and making sure that we're still distributed through our shoulders and hands evenly. And exhale, release, and walk it out. And then the left leg to the sky, squeezing the glutes. Inhale, exhale, and exhale, lowering the leg and walking out, and walking the feet to the hands, and bending the knees, feeling your chest on the top of your thighs, hands on the top of your feet or on the floor, or your wrists so you can feel the knuckles. Or you can wrap your arms, wherever feels comfortable. Maybe you need to widen your stance for your hips, your feet underneath, lifting the toes, feeling the 4 corners of the feet on the ground, shaking your head no, shaking it yes. And then release the arms, and then inhaling, coming into flat back. Coming into monkey pose and extending your arms to the back for airplane, reaching the fingers, belly to spine. Inhale and exhale. And then inhaling, coming all the way up. Reaching the hands towards the sky. Palms facing together. Inhale, reaching up towards the sky with your hands and keeping the shoulders down. and feeling your hips pushing right through your legs, feet to the ground. So you feel a nice opening in your lower back here in the sacral. And exhaling the hands into prayer. And releasing down. And we'll complete with one more pose in butterfly pose. Bottom of the feet together, and your hands just gently on your thighs, and just sitting here. Inhale and exhale. Inhaling all the well-being, light, and love that surrounds you, that's available to you. Inhaling through your nose and letting it inhale and permeate through all of the cells of your body and the space between the cells. And exhale, releasing all that no longer serves, to be sent to the sun, to be repolarized for the good of all humanity, never to return. And then releasing, and then just shaking out your legs. Okay, let's see. What shall we do for self-massage today? Let's do some things for our head and neck, I'm feeling. So let's see, where should we start with? Okay, so for those of you who may have watched one before, you might know this one, but it's a good one. And for those of you who are new, some little bit of Indian head massage moves that I'm sharing, and I do have a link to a video in my bio for a half-an-hour class where I go through some more moves, so feel free to check that out. So we'll start with our right hand on the left shoulder, and you're going to do a friction movement, and you're going to be using the pads of your fingers, and you're just going to go backwards and forwards on the spot quite quickly with firm pressure. A lymphatic style type massage movements that we're doing. So we are increasing blood flow and oxygenation. So this will help to relieve any tension, possibly any headaches or eye strain when you have more nutrients and oxygen going to the brain, because we use it a lot to figure stuff out. So we're going to give it a little bit of a break. All right, so you're going to rub back, and if you can try to reach over the back of your shoulder, start there. And then you're just going to make a line going across the top of the shoulder, and you can use the whole space of your hand. And you pull up and go up the back of your neck all the way to the back of the ear. And then come back down. And just remember to breathe. Good. And then we'll do the other side. And while this is really great for self-massage, I'm sure if you have any loved ones that are with you, they would love this too. And maybe you can teach them and they'll do it for you and you do it for them. And then another one that's really good is to do the same movement Now, you may want to, if you've got some neck troubles or things going on, you might just want to watch this one if you feel like you, because you weren't really prepared, if you feel like you might want to have a rolled towel or a blanket to support you on this side for the space that's between here. Otherwise, you can just cradle your own head as best you can. With your elbow pressing into your body, or if you've got a table nearby, you could rest on that. Just suggestions, because everybody has different mobility. And taking the 4 fingers and mostly the pads, but you can use the rest of the finger as well, to start at the hairline and go up and down, and then back to the back of the head, down at the nape of the neck. Okay, and you can do that 3 to 5 times. And then when you're done that, you can do the next half of the quarter of the head. So you'll be doing from about middle of your nose, middle of the forehead to the temple, and then going back. This feels really good. Again, another one that you can share with a loved one and do for each other possibly. And if you are, it feels really good when you give really good pressure and go fast. If you're just really light with it, it feels weird. Like it feels like somebody's just like tickling you and you don't want it. If that makes sense. Okay, then we'll go to do the other side. Again, cradling your hand, putting your elbow right into your chest, into your body, if you're doing it that way, or you could lean on a table if you have one nearby. And the pads of the fingers and up to the first knuckle, and up and down and going back to where you can reach at the nape of the neck. And remember to keep breathing. And then another part. And as you can see, you don't need any oils, you just do it on your hair and all is well. No need to get fancy. It's the massage movement itself that does the most benefits. Okay, and the last one we'll do is raindrops. So just a light tapping to activate and wake up your cells and your energy. And each one of these you can do on their own. Especially this tapping is really great on its own if you, let's say you've been working on a project or you've really been into something, especially I find if it's been on the computer and you still have like a little bit more to do, that you could get up, stand up, or at least just still stay sitting and just do this tapping all around. It will help to regenerate and get the blood flowing and awaken your senses and your mind. Give it a little bit of a refresh and going on the back of the shoulders, back of the head. There, and then you'll know when it's been enough because it'll start to feel annoying instead of relaxing, and then that's your body telling you, okay, we're good now. All right, so let's just take 3 breaths together. Inhale and exhale. And I so appreciate all of you who joined live with me this morning, and those of you who will catch the replay on IGTV. Again, feel free to post in the comments what you enjoyed, what you liked, what you got out of it. If you have any requests for self-massage ideas or yoga, I usually do, it's always intuitively guided, and co-created with you from our Heart Collective. However, if you had a suggestion, I'm open to that. You can also DM me here. Happy to support you. Also know that I do have virtual offerings for skincare assessments and consults, and for hair as well. While we're staying at home and we're still not able to get into a studio or salon yet, if you need any support that way, as well as one-on-one yoga. So, and I just hope that you enjoy your Sunday, and all so much love, and into the next week, and we'll see you soon. Much love.